I'm Marion Ross.
And I'm Tracy Latz.
We're from Shift Your Life. We promised you a video when you purchased our book Shift, A Woman's Guide to Transformation, and here it is. And we promised to tell you about the emotional freedom technique. Tracy?
The emotional freedom technique, as we describe it in our book, is a means of rebalancing that unsettled energy that you can get into whenever you have an emotional issue that flares up: anger, resentment, guilt, fear. It also can bubble up whenever we're in physical distress. So you can use EFT to take that energy and settle it down in your body so you can be in a more peaceful, centered state.
We call EFT an emotional version of acupuncture because when you're stressed out and you have all these negative thoughts, it lodges in your energy system, what the Chinese call meridians. And all this stress and emotional discord is manifested as a block in one of your meridians. When you tap on your meridians with EFT, you clear those blocks. And health and wellness is about having an energy flow that runs smoothly throughout your body. This is what EFT accomplishes. It's a very, very safe, easy technique. There's no pills, no pins, no needles. It's really an emotional version of acupuncture where you use your fingertips to tap on major meridians.
So we thought what we would use for the demonstration today was an issue of public speaking, because the number one fear most people have is of death. The second biggest fear that most people have is giving a talk or doing a presentation like this.
So we're going to focus on public speaking. The first thing you do is called
attunement. You tune in to whatever the issue is. You want to focus on it. So when we use EFT, we focus in on that issue 3 times. Not to annoy you, there is a reason, but what we have to do is get our mind focused on it, get our emotional body, the emotions in us focused on it, and if there's a physical issue that's tied to that fear in this case, then it ties that into it so that now we're tuned in much like a radio station when you get into the car. Once you're locked onto the issue, then we'll carry you through the points for releasing that issue and clearing whatever block may exist for you.
It's important to be as specific as possible if you know why you have a fear of public speaking, like public speaking will lead to your ultimate death. Then focus on your ultimate death. Just focus as specifically as you can on whatever it is, whatever the key issue is for you. Then rank it. You want to rank from 1 to 10, 10 being the strongest buzz you have when you think about the issue related to your fear of public speaking.
For instance, Marion, what's your angst, your fear about doing this video on a scale from 0 to 10?
That I'm going to make a total fool out of myself.
Okay. How big is that? How true is that? The truest it could be would be 10.
Probably a 10. Right now it's a 6 because I've made a fool of myself before and didn't die.
Okay. So we have a 6. Let's start tapping.
Okay. We always start with the phrase, even though. And we end with, I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. So we're going to fill it in now. Even though
we're tapping on the karate chop point that we talk about in our book. It's if you were giving a karate chop, it's that side of your hand.
Even though I'm scared to death of public speaking because I don't want to make a fool out of myself. It makes me so nervous. I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. Even though I feel like such a fool when I'm in front of a camera and public speaking or talking to other people in a public space. It makes me feel so nervous. I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. Even though I'm falling off my chair with fear because I'm so afraid of public speaking, I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. And now we're going to do what we call
the inside the eye.
A reminder phrase. It's called a reminder phrase. The reminder phrase is fear of public speaking. I don't have to go through the whole thing. I can just think public speaking. But you want to tune in as strongly as you can while you're tapping on your meridians. Fear of public speaking. Oh.
Here we're tapping at the start of the eyebrow. Inside, start of the eyebrow.
This fear of public speaking, side of the eye now. Oh,
bony part at the
I'm going to make
edge.
such a fool out of myself. I'm going to get up there and people are going to think I'm an idiot. This fear of public speaking. Next point, under the eye. This fear of public speaking.
What if I get sick? I could probably pass out. You want to make it as real for you as possible. It really helps.
I'm going to be so nervous I'm going to be speechless. I'm going to get up there and really make a fool out of myself.
Don't talk about it for years.
And I won't be able to breathe.
Someone's probably taping it.
Under the nose. Oh, this fear of public speaking. I feel like such a fool. Oh, you know, in fact, it reminds me of when I did a talk in 3rd grade. They didn't throw rotten eggs, but everyone booed. Maybe that could have something to do with it.
Could be. Sometimes an issue will just come up. As you're tapping on something now, an old memory of something may bubble up, and you may find there's anger related to it or other issues, in which case you keep that new emotion off to the side, wait, finish the round of tapping you're doing, and come back and tap for the anger or guilt or shame. Oh, when I was in 3rd grade and they made fun of me, I was so ashamed.
Now they're going to make fun of me again, chin point. I'm really scared. I hate it when they make fun of me. I feel like such a fool. I feel so inadequate.
All this fear, I'm holding it in my body.
Oh, in my
all my
stomach.
muscles. I feel sick to my stomach. I'm getting a headache. I feel lightheaded.
Oh, my shoulders are so tense.
I can hardly breathe. Okay,
This fear of public speaking, under the collarbone.
All this fear of public speaking, you can do both sides, one side on the opposite side or one side on the same side. With EFT, it will cross over, so you can just do one or both.
But don't do it too hard, and usually tap on each point about 7 or 8 times. That's enough. We're just exaggerating right now.
Okay, so continuing, all this fear.
All this fear of public speaking. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know what they're going to think of me.
I'm ready to let go of this fear.
I'm not sure. I'll try. I'm ready to let go of this fear. I can always get it back later. This fear has been protecting me from doing it, making a fool out of myself.
You know what? Maybe this fear keeps me sharp. Maybe I need this fear so that I do a better talk.
Yeah, but maybe this fear is just giving me a backache, shoulder ache, and a bad stomach.
Or maybe it's distracting me and making me not pay attention to what are we tapping for anyway.
I don't know, but I could perform much better if I could let it go. I choose to let it go. I can always get it back.
I'm ready to let it go. This fear of public speaking.
I choose to let go of this fear of public speaking.
It's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go.
Under the arm. Kind of where, if you're female, where the bra strap would go, right underneath your arm. If you're trying to help your son or your husband or a man in your life get rid of it, then it's just right underneath the arm.
This fear of public speaking, I'm ready to let it go. I choose to let it go. I've had it. I release this fear of public speaking now. Top of the head, I want you to do a circle around your crown. I choose to let go of this fear of public speaking. I feel calm and confident.
As of this moment, I choose to release this anxiety and fear.
I feel calm and
choose to walk calmly and confidently in my life, in my body, and in to give this talk. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, just let it go.
So it's gone from 8 to about 5. I still have an issue that really came up.
What came up?
Well, when I was giving presentations in school, I was so nervous that I'd forget what I was talking about, and I felt like a real fool. Okay. And I remember that physically it made me sick to my stomach. And all the kids were actually ridiculing me. So it's about ridicule. So I think for the next round we just focus on ridicule. Okay. Even though I know I'm going to be ridiculed if I do any kind of public speaking, I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. Even though I'm so afraid of being ridiculed and made to feel very small, like I did when I was in kindergarten, I deeply love and accept myself with all these feelings. Even though I can't stand to be ridiculed, and I know I will be if I do any public speaking, I deeply love and accept myself with all my feelings. This fear of ridicule, oh, how can I speak in public and be ridiculed? It reminds me of my childhood. It brings me right back. It gives me a stomach ache. Whoa. Side of the eye. Ah, these feelings of ridicule. I think about public speaking. That's just where I go.
I'm so afraid.
I am really afraid of being ridiculed.
I won't be able to show my face in public again. They'll never forget this one.
No, because I'm probably going to forget what I'm going to say. I'm going to freeze. And everyone will think I'm a fool and ridicule me. Except I'm not really in third grade anymore. I'm a little more polished. Maybe I can give up this fear because I'm not in third grade. And I haven't been ridiculed in a long time.
You know, we have spoken in public before.
Well,
and we haven't died. And anytime I've spoken in public with you, you haven't thrown up. I haven't thrown up. We've actually done pretty well.
Yeah, but, you know, I have this fear in my stomach. It's time to let it go. I'd be a much better presenter if I gave up this fear. Under the nose.
It helps to play devil's advocate. You know what you play and bounce around in your head. Oh, I'm so afraid of this. Oh, don't be silly. I've done this so many times. I've taught my children how to do this. You know, go back and forth, sort of like that little devil sitting on one shoulder and the little angel sitting on the other, because that's what is creating the block for you, is that battle internally, subconsciously.
We don't know which meridian we're tapping for that's going to work, so we tap most of them. So that's why we're tapping. But you really don't need to tap more than 7 or 8 times very gently. We're just being very exaggerated. So I choose to give up this fear.
I choose to give it up. It's time.
My life will be much better when I can speak in public without being sick and frightened and fearful. I choose to give it up. Chin.
I deserve to release this fear.
I want to be my best, and I want to give my audience whatever they need. I want to speak from my heart and not my fear. I choose to speak from my heart and not speak from fear.
Under the collarbone?
From this moment on, I choose to give up this fear.
I know there's a better way.
I choose to speak from my heart and communicate with my audience in a heartfelt way, openly and freely, giving them whatever they need to hear.
Under the arm? I choose to release this fear. I choose to release this angst that I'll be ridiculed. I choose to release the fear that I'm going to be on the front page of the national news tomorrow.
The National Lampoon. I even give that up.
The National Enquirer.
I choose to feel calm and confident about speaking in public. From this moment on, I release my fear of public speaking and ridicule.
I walk calmly and confidently in my life and in my body. Take a deep breath and let it go.
This actually works. I feel much more relaxed.
So do I. Let's go do 5 more of these.
Anyway, we thank you for your time, and we're getting over this fear, but we're not going to keep you any longer. Thanks.
Take care. Happy tapping.